8th, regular monthly meeting called to order by President Sunshine Visitors Tuesday, April 8th, 2025. Members absent, none. Moved by Markuski, seconded by McCarthy to accept the minutes of the previous meeting as read. Motion carried. Moved by Decker, seconded by Piaski to pay the village bills for April 2025. Motion carried. Dan McCarthy, 54. Kay Passarelli, 190. Melissa Patriczak, 170. Dennis Callowert, 150. Bashir County Treasurer, 936.45. Red Granite Area Fire District, $2,853. Red Granite Area Fire District, $200. John Blader, $300. Dan McCarthy, 153.26. Dan McCarthy, 90.04. Tom Monticelli, 494.75. United States Treasury, 812.63. Alliant Energy, 740.07. We Energy's $97. And Can Security Treasurer's Bond, $100. Public comment. Eric Reese stated several intersections need patching and potholes on Wisconsin and 5th are in need of repair. Decker's getting the coal mix in the next week or two closed. The board wants county on line. The village will do some crack filling and seal coating this summer. The drains on Highway 21 were talked about. Ownership is in question. The board gave the president a list of out of compliance parcels in the village. Visitors will check on them and the non-compliant letters will follow. The clerk will order new flags. Moved by Markuski, seconded by McCarthy to adjourn. Motion carried.
Can I have a motion to accept the minutes?
I'll make a motion.
Second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Accounting workshop, financial report, 595. Bashir County Treasurer, election cost, $779.32. Dan McCarthy, 12.5 hours road, 6.5 hours parks, $233.19. Tom Monticelli, clerk, $500. Border review training, 2 hours, $20. Election training, 1 hour, $10. Let's see, border review registration cost $65. And I picked up the voting machines on 4/28, $11, $565, $45. John Blader, assessor, $300. We Energies, $48.08. I do not have the Alliant Energy bills here.
Can I have a motion?
I make a motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Public comment, I guess.
Public comment? Yes?
So, I've been thinking about this and I didn't know how to approach it, so I know we're always not hard up for money, but money's always tight, like with any municipality. I guess I was looking at if, and I don't know how you guys feel, but if I were to, the village was to supply the equipment and the fuel, if I were to donate my time to help mold parts or whatnot, could we then take the money that we're saving there and use it for, other projects like the roads or fixing up the tall weeds out here, something?
Does anybody have any thoughts, or do you want to think about this and talk about it at the next meeting? Like
Yeah,
if
we
we were.
can't act on it now anyway, it's not on the agenda.
Okay, so it's something we can put on the agenda for next month and talk about it then. But thank you. Any other public comment? Tom, do you have anything that has come across for anything for the board?
Yes, we have to appoint the clerk and the treasurer tonight, and we also have the Decker letter for tonight. It's all on the
Okay.
agenda.
Thank you.
You want to start out with the clerk first?
Well, I nominate Tom Monticelli.
Second.
I third it.
All in favor?
Aye. Okay.
Can I nominate you?
Yeah, you're a trustee.
Okay.
You're just in charge of the meeting.
Okay.
I make a motion nominations be closed.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Does somebody else want to nominate a treasurer then?
I nominate Barbara Stanky.
Okay.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
We need to close nominations first.
Oh,
Well, we're not nominating
Oh.
because this is appointed.
Appointed? Okay.
Yeah, this is appointed. Yeah. And now I have the Decker letter, I'll read it. To whom it may concern, at the regular monthly meeting held on May 13, 2025, the village board of the village of Lohrville authorized Rich Decker of the Red Rock Saloon to have music 2 weekend nights per month. The music must end at midnight. He is also granted permission to have fireworks on or about July 4th. And on Labor Day weekend, he also has board authorization to hold his annual car show with use of Alpine Park. You can't vote on this, Rich.
would anybody like to make a motion for Rich to be able to do,
I'll make a motion.
it's either Buckwheat or Dan, whoever you pick. They both did.
They both seconded? Okay.
Yeah. One made a motion, one seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carried.
And I do have something else, as long as I got the floor here. Eric called me and asked if I was worried about public meetings when they were doing blacktop together. So, no requirements for unofficial gatherings. If 3 trustees are simply chatting or having informal discussions in the same building, but no official action is being taken or no quorum is present, it doesn't constitute a meeting that required public notice, according to the open meeting law. In essence, the key is the nature of the gathering and whether it's formal meeting or official business being discussed and acted upon. If it's a casual conversation, it likely doesn't need public noticing. Yes, 3 village trustees in Wisconsin can meet in the same building without notifying the public as long as it's not a meeting as defined by Wisconsin open meeting law. The law generally requires public notice for meetings where a quorum of the governing body, like a village board of trustees, is present to discuss and take official action. That's from the league.
Thank you. Okay. Does anybody have anything?
Oh, we had that thing about.
Well, you got a complaint, but that's something that's already in motion
Yeah, like I
for
said.
them. But this is what I want you guys to look at, is just this building materials and storage. And just let me know if there's anything else that should be written up on that property, because as far as I can tell, I don't know if they have had vehicles, and I can't remember off the top of my hat. But it's mostly materials and storage, and if you just wanna kind of read that over and just see if that covers everything that you can think of on that property. But it's not a surprise, it's already been talked about, it's already in action, and I'm just saying if there's something else, that would be great. And it's not new, but most of our properties, a lot of them aren't.
No, I just didn't know if it was being acted on or not, because like I say, these people just
Yeah.
got me today.
No, it's good to know, and we do get things, and everybody on the list you gave me at that last meeting, that when we discussed
Yeah.
it, is being,
Notified?
Yes.
Addressed.
absolutely. So if anybody gets any more, just bring it to the meeting and I'll. That's for the gun goes, and I don't know of anything else that can go other than materials and storage, because I think it's mostly just stuff that's, it's either garbage or it's just random
Sunshine.
stuff.
And then we'll all witness it. Thank you.
You looked into the ownership of those drainage,
I did, and I got the answer. The state of Wisconsin owns them.
okay, so we don't have to do anything
We-
with
no.
those.
Told me this, well, the state owns them, but if the county is maintained, then it's it's between the county and the state.
Yep, he said that they were owned by the state, but he said if you guys wanna take them over. And I said no.
But I say, I think, well, the county maintains the roadway and stuff right now, so I don't know if they have to, if something's
He
wrong
said he was
there.
gonna check in to see if they had to do it or what they had to do.
Yeah, he just said the state owned.
But it is in the village of Lohrville, it is not.
If we owned the highway, we'd put a toll gate on it.
Tom got us the new American flag, will you be able to put that up, or will somebody be able to?
Well, I'm waiting for the state, then
I know.
when that one comes in.
I know, but every time I drive by, I'm so excited
Well,
to get.
we'll get it up, just take it.
I'll sit tight.
Yeah.
Thank you, Tom, for doing that, and thank you, Dan, for doing that, so that will look so much nicer. Anything else?
Yeah, I was asked if there's something we can do with the ditch lines over there on E, so water would run off and marsh the way it's supposed to.
Is this something that's come up before? Like, is that the same ditches that, like, whose house is it? Like, does it affect?
Well, I'm assuming in front of Pat Leon's and then over there is where they're talking.
And then you got the one by Abby and Nick, I think his name is, that one, who's on, I don't know.
Yeah, but there's nothing to do with that one.
Yeah.
The ground's not high enough to do anything.
Yeah,
The ones by Pat Leon's, don't that run into that creek?
Yeah, but I think the tunnels are plugged or there's a lump in there where it holds the water back.
Oh, the culvert there, yeah, okay.
I don't, this is not my specialty, this is like,
well, the last one that I did, we just run a tire through it to open it up. But my truck has been down, but it's running now again, so.
There's a, right in front of Leon, Phelps's, I don't know if he's having problems there or not, but a while back they did when we had all that rain, but
Yeah.
there's a culvert going into that field right on, by that intersection there. But the culvert was higher than the ditch in front of.
It's, yeah.
Buck, weren't you with me when we went with the county and we shot that
Yeah.
with the,
Well, I think if we had a winch, you put like a lawnmower tire on it and just run that right through there, it would clean it up. But you have to do it when it's wet, that's the whole thing.
that's gonna be Thursday night and a Friday morning. I'm just guessing.
I'm just saying, the only way you're gonna do it is when it's wet, otherwise it's just gonna drag dry dirt out and not take anything with it. But yeah, Dan and I did talk about some of that stuff.
Is there anybody in particular who will look into it and try to see, I guess first we have to know if that's something we can try, like putting a tire through it,
We're
or,
gonna try, aren't we?
Yeah.
So-
yeah, if you guys can at least look at it, and if it can, if something could be done before the next meeting, if not, if you can kind of say like, have some sort of a plan, or what could be done, or
You
anything.
go way down that road turns into the quarry there where the dive club is. I think that big stump has got that ditch pretty much filled in right there, but I think that's in the county already.
I would think that'd be county.
Yeah.
So that DNR says you can't clean that out of there anyways.
You can't take the stump out of there?
We can't do anything with a natural waterway and that runs right into that curb right there.
I mean, maybe it's something we could contact the DNR about and ask if there's anything that can be done since we're having issues. I don't know how they feel about that. Anything else? You good?
Sunshine, did you say that you had talked to the guy that owns the quarry? His secretary or something?
Oh, that stone thing?
Yeah.
At one time I did about that tree,
Yeah,
and that was quite a long time ago. I don't really recall what happened with that, but I did talk to her at one point.
boy, that tree looks like it's gonna,
Well, I talked with, he said he owned it, I talked with the owner, and he said, I will take care of it. And-
Okay.
But then, at one of the meetings, Rebar said that we're not allowed to touch that tree.
Yeah, but it's not Rebar's property, so as much as.
He said at the meeting that the guy told him, the owner told him.
That's hearsay, so let's clarify that right now.
Okay.
We talked directly to the gentleman, not to Rebar about the
He
property.
told me that.
It's not his property, I don't care what he
The
says.
guy that owned the property said he was gonna take care of it, and he
Okay.
never did.
Let's contact, do you want me to contact him? I can,
That's Oakfield Stone, isn't it?
yeah.
Yeah.
Because, unfortunately, we have some people in the village that anything that could improve the village, they're gonna create a problem.
well, I just think that tree sooner or later,
It's
there's
gonna,
two of them that are really arched over there.
And we were gonna cut them, and then we were gonna cut them.
I will make a contact to them.
Thank you for that one.
And I will let you know, because if he says just move on it, then let's see if we can, is it something we can do? I guess, first of all, is there anything we can do if, do you guys recall looking at it, or if it's
Well,
something?
we're gonna have to get a bucket truck or something up here, so.
Okay, I might be able to figure that one out. I might be able to have somebody with a lift that,
Yeah,
okay. I'll probably have to babysit for this. I will contact them and let you guys all know.
so, you have anything, just that we are working on patching the roads, like I said, but my truck has been down, so we're working on that.
And thank you guys, because that big hole right outside Tom's driveway, it's way improved.
The birds are nuts though, they don't know where to go for water.
And the deer, I'm like, I'm sorry, Dan and Rich fixed it. But thank you for all your hard work.
So, other than that, so, on that back blade, should we bring that up, or should we just wait? I wanted to get a back blade for the tractor. If we had the money in the budget,
If you need it, get it.
okay, but
How much is it?
well, I tried to get them cheap, but.
Why don't you look into it and let us know for the next meeting?
Can you just get some estimates or something?
Well,
You just want a 3-point hitch?
Yeah, yeah.
I might know where there is one, just give me a day or two
Oh,
to check it out.
Okay, see,
Well,
it all works out.
a guy can do the alleys, and a guy can do it, there's so much you need it for, so. And I got the truck cleaned up, I just gotta get the chain oiled so we can start on gravel, hopefully.
Well, thank you guys.
But we're gonna finish, we're gonna try to do more blacktopping as we progress, but.
Are we on the list for getting the lines painted?
They're gonna do it in September, he just wanted to know by the end of April. So I called and left, Carol, I couldn't talk to him, but she gave me his voicemail and I left him a message.
And talking about painting, there was talk about down by Unbearable, they said there's a lot of people, when you go around that corner, they're way over the line, or way over the center, and they were wondering if we could do anything on that, and I said, we gotta wait and see if we're gonna do any, road repair or anything yet, I don't know, but, see.
But honestly, painting a line ain't gonna change that color.
No, but they just brought it up, so I was relaying.
Anything else? Gary, you said you stop. Leslie hasn't want to stop.
Move to adjourn.
I second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
And that one was working, see if it does not.